Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Sousa, and I'm the Senior Wellness Coordinator in the Athletics and Recreation Department. And today we have a quick little Be Well Live for you, Fear as Motivation, and it has a little challenge at the end. So it's a quick little talk. We're going to talk a little bit about fears as motivation. And some of this is derived, I just wanted to mention, from Fear Less, Do More by Michelle Polar. You guys should check her out at Hello Fears on Instagram. She's amazing. She did 100 days and 100 conquering fears in 100 days. And it was amazing. You should check her out. She is an inspiration in regards to conquering fears and tackling this topic. So please check her out. So let's talk about fear as motivation. If something scares you, if something makes your heart race, if something makes you anxious, pay attention. What are those things? Those things are the things that challenge us. They're the things that if we tackle, we can find growth. So I encourage you in those moments to take pause and really figure out where they're coming from. What makes those fears, what brings it, what makes it feel like fear? Is it sweaty palms? Is it a racing heart? Is it things like a blockage in your brain saying, I can't do that. I just cannot do that. Is that what your self-talk says in those moments? So things like public speaking, things like getting on an airplane, some of those things are really deep, innate fears for people. Find out what your fears are and use them for growth, because we cannot grow in our comfort zone. So the unknown or the uncomfortable is growth. It equals growth. So in order to grow and to feel the best emotions that us humans can feel, we need to get uncomfortable. So figure out what those things are for you. Those are your fears, right? Those are the challenges. Those are things you want to tackle. That's our challenge today. So fear can either motivate us to take on new challenges, or it can stop us in our tracks. It's easy to take the comfort zone, right? Our comfort zone feels good. That's why it's called our comfort zone. And but there's no growth there. So we want to be growing. We want to feel those feelings. Those nothing feels better than conquering fears and feeling like we can take on more and knowing that we've grown and in exponential ways. And so I challenge you. Here is my challenge to you to get out of your comfort zone today and figure out, what would you get uncomfortable for? So grab yourself a pen and paper. What would you get uncomfortable for? Is it the big job? Would you get uncomfortable for the big job? Would you tackle the interview process? That is hard, right? It's scary. It's a scary process, but would you be willing to go through it to grow to get the big job? Is that something you'd be willing to get uncomfortable for? Or is it that feeling of completing a 5K? You want to run a 5-kilometer race, and so you're going to start training now because you know that feeling at the end of that race is going to be the best feeling ever. Are you willing to get uncomfortable for a 5K? Are you willing to get uncomfortable for a beach vacation? You're going to hop on that plane because you've always wanted to get your butt on a beach, and you know that the only way to get on a tropical beach is on an airplane from cold Canada today. Are you willing to do that? What are you willing to get uncomfortable for? Write that down. Next, what are the obstacles that are in the way? So write down those obstacles. You'll be able to tackle those things easier knowing what your obstacles are to get you to their goals, really, right? There are challenges, but they're goals. So what are the obstacles that could get in the way? And then thirdly, what's the thing that could happen? So what typically is put in there? We all know that most times we're told to think, what's the worst thing that could happen? Well, why do we want to focus on the worst thing that could happen? We want to think about what the best thing that could happen if we took the fear challenge today. What's the best thing that could happen? I know what the best thing that could happen is. I challenged myself to run a 7K yesterday, and I hadn't run a 6K even in over a year, but I challenged myself and I did it, and I feel amazing from it. I felt so accomplished. That's what it is. You feel accomplished, you feel a sense of accomplishment, and it helps you grow, and it gives you the confidence to tackle the next challenge. That's what this is about. What is the very best things that can happen from taking on the fear challenge? Write those down. Finally, my challenge. Those are big ones, right? Those are big challenges. Write those down and work away at those. But what can we do today? What's the one thing that you can do today that will have you conquering some sort of fear? So let me give you a couple examples. Try it. Try to conquer one fear today. Challenge yourself. Maybe it is taking a walk and saying hello to someone on the street for all you introverts that kind of put your head down when other people walk by. Say hello from behind your mask. Maybe even better yet, give somebody a compliment. And maybe it won't even be physical. Maybe it's something else, a little bit more meaning behind it. Take a deep breath and call that friend that you've been thinking about, and you wanted to say, hey, what's up? And for whatever reason, there's been some apprehension. Give that friend a call. Say hello. You'll feel so much better after that you did. Maybe you're going to ask your boss for a raise. That's a scary one. Ask your boss for a raise, and that could be your challenge for today. What's the best thing that could happen? Maybe take a class that intimidates you, an acting class maybe, a class or course on something that has you challenging yourself, whatever that may be, something that intimidates you. And finally, maybe you learn something new. I know that for me, I really want to learn how to play guitar. I've been apprehensive about it for some reason, and I should tackle that and challenge myself. So that is going to be my goal today, is to look into maybe taking some guitar lessons virtually. So I challenge you today to tackle something that scares you a little. Best of luck to you all. Be well. Take good care.